Hello, crafty friends! It's Alicia here with a project for Tailored Expressions. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can make two patriotic cards using the same background blending technique and stamp setup. Featured on today's cards is the Dazzling Display Stamp Set, Cue the Fireworks Sentiment Stamp Set with coordinating dies, and Cityscape Die Set. I will also be using 4 stacklet sets, and those are A2 layer, postage stamp, arched, and petite scallop arched. And to make a card especially for the semi-quincentennial, I will be using the Tall Tales Numbers die set. For cardstocks, I will be using Cherry Pop, Sugar Cube, and Blueberry, and I also got out those same colors in inks. Not pictured are coordinating blender brushes. To add a little sparkle, I will be using yellow glitter cardstock and bits and pieces in silver glitter drops. I will be using the exclusive Teal Misti and Just Press tool for stamping, and I will be doing some heat embossing as well. So I got out my funnel tray, anti-static powder tool, white detail embossing powder, and a heat tool. And to hold everything together, I got out a variety of adhesives. Let's get crafty! I'm going to get started by ink blending 2 background panels, one vertical and one horizontal with Blueberry and Cherry Pop inks. To do this, I'm going to blend in from opposite ends with those inks, leaving some white in the center. So on this first one, I want to start at the top with blue. I do like to rotate my cardstock though when ink blending, so I will be starting out my blending over on the right edge, and after I fill up the brush with ink, I'm going to concentrate the most of that ink right on the edge, and as I get less ink on my brush, I'm going to go ahead and move further into the cardstock. This is going to allow me to have a nice fade to that white in the center. Now you will want to be careful with how far you blend in because we do want a red, white, and blue background and not a red, purple, and blue background. So just make sure to leave some open area. Once I have ink blended the blue on the 2 panels, I brought in the Cherry Pop ink and did the same thing from the other end, once again concentrating the most ink right along the edge. Once the blending was done, I sat both of these pieces to the side so they could dry well before I do heat embossing on top of the ink. For the sentiments on today's card, I will be using Red, White, and Wow and Happy Birthday America from the Cue the Fireworks Sentiment Stamp Set. Once I got those set up on a scrap of sugar cube, I inked up Red, White, and Wow with Cherry Pop ink and Happy Birthday America with Blueberry. And because I was using my Misti, I was able to ink them up a second time to get nice bold sentiments. I took this piece off camera and die cut out each sentiment with the coordinating die. I also cut out a coordinating shadow layer for each of the sentiments, and with the Cityscape die set, I cut the detailed one from Blueberry cardstock and the light that goes behind the windows out of glitter yellow cardstock. To put these 2 layers together, I am going to use liquid glue. Not only will this give me some wiggle time to get the lights or the background piece right behind the openings, but I can also get in between all of those little openings with that fine tip. Now, because this is on glitter, I did put it underneath some magnets so it would dry completely. I also use liquid glue to add the shadow layers to the back of their sentiments, and to do this I put the glue on the shadow layer on the front, and then I place the sentiment on top just up and to the left a little bit. I tried to take my time and make sure everything was even before putting these underneath the magnets as well to dry. As I mentioned earlier, I am making this card to celebrate the semi-quincentennial of the United States. If you didn't know, that is just a fancy way to say the 250th birthday. Now, if you didn't want to make one specifically for the celebration this year, you could always do 1776, or maybe you could do a July 4th if you paired the Tall Tales numbers with the Tall Tales alphabet dies. You have seen me spend some time to figure out where I want everything laid out with the die that I'm going to use to cut it down and the sentiment that I'll be putting on this card. And then to help me keep my dies nice and straight, I place them on top of a piece of removable labeling tape. I can just align the bottom of the dies with the straight line on the bottom of the tape, and then I'm going to place it back onto the card front where I want to cut it out from. And instead of holding it on with the removable tape or the labeling tape, I'm actually going to use some Scotch removable tape, because this I know won't tear the paper after I run it through my die cutting machine. Now I'm going to use the Dazzling Display Rubber Stamp Set and show you how you can set up your Misti for a background pattern stamping that you'll be able to use for the horizontal and the vertical card. I'm going to start by placing all of the stamps face down onto one of our ink blended panels. I tried to start with the biggest ones first and then fill it in with the smaller stamps. And once you have those in place, you can move them around to make the spacing a little bit better, center it more on your background panel. And even after I picked mine up with the door of the Misti, I did move them around a little bit just so they looked a little more like they fit together. I will be heat embossing these with white powder, and I find that I get the best results if I use sugar cube ink to do the stamping. So before I ink up the stamps, I did run my anti-static powder tool over my piece of cardstock, and don't forget, I did let this blending dry for a good amount of time. If you're going to get to your stamping faster, you might want to hit it with your heat tool. Because I want the ink nice and juicy for the embossing powder, I did end up inking up and stamping the fireworks 3 to 4 times for each panel. Then I brought in my funnel tray, poured on the white powder over top of it, and I just tapped off the excess. I like to preheat my embossing tool for about 30 seconds before bringing it to my cardstock, and then I'm going to make sure before I move on to the next section that everything turns a nice, crisp, shiny white. Now I'm going to use that same stamp arrangement to add the fireworks to my horizontal card. The only thing I have to do is make sure that I rotate it so it does sit vertical in the Misti. To help hold the middle of the O in place where I want it, I added a little bit of Scotch tape runner to the back and removed some of the tack with my fingers. Then I used the 0 that I cut out previously to help me get that aligned into the middle. The rest of the steps to stamp and emboss on this piece were the same, so here's a look at the finished stamped panel. Off camera, I used a 4th from largest A2 layer stacklet die to cut down my horizontal blended piece. Now for the numbers, I also want to give them a shadow like I have on the sentiment. For this, I'm using a scrap of blueberry cardstock, and before I run this through my die cutter, I did add a piece of sticky sheet to the back just to make these easier to adhere later. To mat this blended piece, I used the largest A2 postage stamp stacklet on a piece of cherry pop cardstock. Now all of the pieces for this card are ready, so to start assembly, I added liquid glue to the back of my blended piece. This is going to give me some wiggle time to get that nice and centered on the postage stamp background. Once again, I'm going to use the die cut 0 to help get that center piece in place, and then I added each of their numbers to the blueberry shadow. Now again, I'm using liquid glue, so I have some wiggle time to get a nice even shadow on those, and I think this is going to help the numbers stand out from the background. Not only am I using the shadow, but I also did not stamp the fireworks onto the numbers. That is why I die cut those first. After the numbers had dried, I added liquid glue to the back and I placed them over the openings on that blended card front. Off camera, I prepared a sugar cube card base and I added some foam tape to the back of the sentiment. Now all I need to do is add adhesive to the back of the postage stamp, center that on the card front, and then get the sentiment put in place. For this, I am going to put some liquid glue between the foam and the cardstock for now, so I have time to get that adjusted. And I did decide for this to go with a little bit of an angle. For the second card, I am using the third from largest A2 layer stacklet on the ink blended piece, and I'm going to make a blueberry mat using the second from largest A2 layer stacklet. On the ink blended piece, I did want as much of the blue to stay on there as possible. So instead of centering that die, I did move it to the bottom and then I held it in place with some removable tape while I did the die cutting. I did want to highlight or spotlight a portion of this blended background, so to do that I chose the fifth from largest arch stacklet die and I'm going to cut it a little left of center. Now to make a mat for that, I chose the fifth from largest Petite Scallop arch stacklet and I will be cutting that out of cherry pop cardstock. Once that die cutting was done, I added each piece to its coordinating mat with liquid glue. I did the same thing when I put the scalloped piece onto the background. Right now I just wanted to keep everything nice and flat. Off camera, I prepared a top folding sugar cube card base, and now for some dimension, I added foam tape to the back of the cityscape and the sentiment. First, I'm going to place the cityscape, and because I want to make sure this gets nice and aligned with where the blue ink blending ends, I did add some liquid glue to the foam tape before I took a little extra time to get that placed down. Once that was in place, I snipped off the excess, and now I'm going to add the sentiment right above that in that arched opening. I got this scene added to its card base, and then I decided I wanted a little bit more sparkle besides the yellow glitter cardstock peeking through the building windows. So for this, I brought in bits and pieces, silver glitter drops, and I added some to the front of each of the cards. And now here's a close-up look at the finished pair. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch today's video. If you enjoyed the process, a thumbs up is appreciated. And if you're not already a subscriber, we do hope you'll click on the button below so you're the first to know about our latest videos. To find out more about the products I used today, you can check out the links in the description box below or visit the Tailored Expressions online store at tailoredexpressions.com.